Hello, bonjour, hola, how do? How are we all? Welcome back to Turf Moor House TV, and we have got another match preview to bring you. This time, the Clarets taking on, for now, Thomas Frank's Tottenham Hotspur. They take a trip to Turf Moor this coming Saturday. Alongside me, as always, is Dan Milner and Joey Slack. And it's nice to have you boys back. How are you doing?
All right. All good.
It's like having Carl Pilkington in it. All right. Yep.
Yeah. In the morning of life. Good, mate. Good to see you both. Hope you're both well.
Happy days.
I've got
days.
the gear staying out of tonight.
And first comments in for you, Joey. Yes, Dad, loving the mismatch banner. For people who can't see that will be listening to this, Joey's decided to change his Parker out to an anagram that says a porker up. I don't know whether that's him trying to tell us that he's recently become a gambling addict and he's currently stuck in, a rut and owes the casino lots of money.
Thankfully, that's not the case. And hello, Joseph. Good to see you in. No, a poker rut. It's actually what we're in. Because we've been stuck on this table just watching everybody else play their rounds to see how the cards are falling. We've not been gambling, and now it's time to gamble, and we don't know how to. So there we go. It's a convenient anagram.
He's been thinking about how to word that since before we actually went live. He's got it wrote down. He stuck it behind his phone like it's an auto cue and just hoping to read it off.
Just 1 minute, mate.
It says, Joey's like, ITV News at 10. Zoe's in as well, saying hello to Joseph in the chat.
Family reunited.
My only fans, thank you.
Hi, babe.
We'll start with obviously the game at Anfield. I mean, Dan, do you want to take the floor with how you give us your thoughts of how you think that game went?
Well, I mean, nobody can ever complain about taking a point away from Liverpool at Anfield, especially when you're second from bottom. I don't think any of us expected it last week, realistically. But no, we saw some good things. We rode our luck. Without a doubt, we rode our luck. It's no surprise that our keeper gets in Team of the Week, fully deserved. And we had, a couple of fantastic goal line clearances. But all in all, it's just a shame it wasn't 10 games ago when we started to pick up these fighting points that we, now, unfortunately, are getting us nowhere, realistically. So it's just a pride thing now, which at least we are playing with some pride at last. So, yeah, all in all, not too bad, boys, eh?
No, I mean, Joey, what did you make of it? A solid point, especially, again, in what we said a couple of weeks back. January is going to be very, very tough. United, Liverpool, Spurs, and we've took 2 points out of the 3.
Yeah.
If we're talking about sayings, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Funnily enough, to be fair, it is. I think it's an anniversary of Meatloaf's death today as well. So fair enough.
Very convenient again.
It is.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you say, you can't complain taking a point at Anfield in the grand scale of things, but it's not enough, is it? That's the problem. And it's like Dan said, had we started showing this passion that we have the last couple of games, had we started showing it a month ago, 2 months ago, we could have been different. And still, we have rolled us luck, but we needed to. We knew that before the game. We were going to need to work hard, we were going to need to ride us luck, and we were going to need them to have an off day to get anything. But we still had individual errors, as I'm sure we will get into at some point.
Definitely.
But yeah, a point at Anfield is a good result, definitely. And we've got to be happy. You just can't be happy because you look at the table and everybody around us picked up a point or more. So it kind of nullified our result, which did put a downer on the result.
It did. I mean, Leeds grabbing a last-minute winner against Fulham. You've got West Ham picking up points against Spurs. It just seemed like, we were coming away from there happy with a point, and then you look at your phone and update of the scores, and it just, again, you've gone from that sort of, I'm happy with how today's performance has been, to just feeling like, but it's just too little too late. The teams around us are starting to get those points.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 15 games left, and what are we thinking? 25 points needed, realistically.
Yeah.
I mean, look, none of us can genuinely, no matter how positive we are, believe we're going to get 25 points out of the last 15 games. Not when you've got City.
8 wins, don't you?
It's just not going to happen. Even if we beat every team, you'd sort of, even if you say, look, Sunderland and Leeds, they might be where we are, but they came up with us, we can beat them. And then you say, we're going to beat Wolves, we're going to beat West Ham. Going to beat Forest. Do you know what I mean? Even if we beat all them, we're still nowhere near 25 points. I mean,
that'd be as 8 wins.
Sorry?
That'd be 8 wins. That'd be 24 points.
But then, again, you factor that in with the fact that teams in and around us keep sneaking points here, there, and everywhere. It's still not going to be enough.
Yeah. So, but I'm just at the stage now, boys, where I'm thinking, look, like we've said before, if we go down with a bit of fight and we put some points on the board at the end, and I think the key thing this season is going to be we keep as many players as we possibly can, so that if we do get straight back up, we've got lads who, certainly in this last 15 games, hopefully will have shown us enough to believe that next time they can hit the ground running a bit better with a couple of reinforcements, So, trying to be positive.
Well, Scott Parker's been positive on that result. He says it was a massive point for us. I think a well-deserved point, to be honest with you. We were brilliant today, obviously at the time. And we definitely had to weather certain things in the first half. The penalty I think he thought was soft. Getting in at 1-0, tried to fix things a little bit at half-time in terms of tactically, and to encourage us to show bravery about us and a level of courageousness. I understand as a coach, you can stand on the sidelines and see things that we need to do better or we need to fix. Sometimes that's a lot harder when you're in the arena of Anfield. I'll be honest, boys. Everything about Anfield was a myth. Literally, you'll never walk alone, and then it's the sound of silence. That was literally it. It was nothing.
We did try to tell you before.
You did. You know what? Fair credit. We sung a bit, but I still thought that even our atmosphere were a bit flat compared to how I've seen it be. But it was, it was still good enough. I mean, we've all been raving about Marcus Edwards. I know we'll come to the penalty and to their goal and the build-up and things like that. But delight joy for Marcus Edwards. He took his moment well. He had a few moments in the game where we could have capitalised. But, he scored the equaliser that manages to take us a point away from Anfield.
Yeah, and he deserves it. He's a good player. He works hard when he gets a chance to play. So, he fully deserves it. Kind of goes to prove maybe Parker weren't managing minutes. And maybe he just did get it wrong a few weeks back.
Yeah.
But, I'm definitely glad he's got the goal, and he does deserve it. Definitely.
No, I mean, Parker did have to say about Edwards. He said, I'm delighted for Marcus. It's been tough for him, certainly early on in the season, where my decisions, no fault of him, my decisions have not gone to him. This is someone who has been incredibly professional, has waited his turn. Some may be critical, and certainly Marcus would be, that time has been a bit long overdue. But full credit to him, he's given us something again today, and you can see that in the attacking phase of the game, he's been superb, and that basically himself, the team and staff are delighted for him on scoring that goal. I mean, Dan, I'll come to you in regards to the penalty. Soft. You do see them given. There was minimal contact, but still contact all the same. I still think that the Liverpool player makes the most of it when he touches, Florentino's leg, and then all of a sudden he pulls his leg away and decides to drop. I've seen you know, I've seen dance moves like that in the minors. You know what I mean? It's and that's just somebody getting up from a table. So yeah, give us your perspective on the penalty and justice.
Justice. I mean, I think most of us probably thought, dare I suggest, when it was live at the time, that it was a penalty. I mean, he had his arm across or around the front of him, and that automatically, you know, it's when it slows it down and you look again, and that's maybe where VAR have let us down. It is one of those penalties that the top six get. I've seen a lot of people say that. I've seen it's not just Burnley fans saying that. An awful lot of other Premier League fans this week have all been saying, we do not get that penalty, top six get it. And that's, you know, always going to be a gripe, isn't it, of out of top six teams. I see why it was given. I didn't have any argument at the time. He had his arm around him in the penalty box. That ultimately, you know, you put yourself in that position to make the man be able to do that. Do you know what I mean? To me, he is at fault for not being professional or clever enough to not have his arm there, to not be trying to hold him in the penalty area, which is in effect what he was doing with his arm. But then what a fantastically well taken penalty, because it's quite amusing. I was sat next to the missus, who was, as per usual, taking no interest whatsoever, just wishing I'd shut up every time I kept shouting at the TV. And I said to her, I said, we've had it, because, you know, I said at the start of the season, Dubravka will not save a penalty this season, not one. And he didn't, because he didn't have to. So, I mean, you know, it couldn't have gone better, could it? Perfect.
I quoted you. I actually quoted you while I was sat at Anfield because I thought he'd initially saved it. And I went, yes. I said, I can't wait to pull down about that. He made a save and he went, no, he didn't. He smashed the crossbar. I went, oh, maybe I'll keep my mouth shut then. So I am owning up to that. I'm like, I can't wait to fucking get in on Dan and saying he's not going to save shit, and he goes and does it. But no, your thought process on that still stays as it is. Joe, did you think it was a pen?
Yeah, it's soft, but yeah, I do agree we don't get it, but we would be shouting it's a penalty all day long if we don't get it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do think it was a penalty. Soft, he's bought it. The referee's bought it, you could say, but yeah, you can't really have any complaints when you stick your leg out in the penalty box.
I'll tell you what else they bought as well. Fucking 7 minutes added on at end of game. Ridiculous. Well, 5 at best. It's absolutely ridiculous. Right then, their goal. Joey, I'm going to stick with you. Give us your lowdown on the goal, and then we'll bring up we'll bring up your Gary Neville-esque images to dissect. But yeah, give us your thoughts on the opener.
Yeah, my overall thoughts is it could have been avoided. I feel like I've been saying it a few times now, individual errors are costing us goals. And it's happened again. Kyle Walker's switched off and he's not bothered defending at all. He's lost the ball. He's Chanzabi, I think it was, come across to help him out. And he's just thought, well, I'll leave you to it, and just stood there and watched and let the game go on and watched it. But that's just my take on it. You might think I'm being harsh, but I believe I can back myself up.
Well, I mean, we've got the images here. You know, explain your goddamn self.
Right. So obviously we've got Kyle Walker circled there, and the arrow. He's fullback, so he needs to be making that run basically towards that area, towards the front of the 6-yard box. That should be first thing, or he could be tracking the man to the side of him. He's not. He's just stood there basically watching to see what happens here at this point. If you move on to your next one, look at that. See, he's still watching. He's not looking at Verts, who we have got highlighted in this one. So what we got there is he could go out to Verts, or he could still go in towards that 6-yard area where I mentioned the first time round. He's still got that option, but he's still watching the play to see what happens. And then we'll move on to the last one, which is this is where the pass is made out to Verts, and he's still barely moved, watching again, not picking anything up. At that point, he could still make a lunge forward and doesn't. So that's why I think he's switched off, he's done nothing, and it could have been avoided. If he puts himself in any of those little triangles that's been created, at any point, it cuts that pass out.
I mean, Dan, is there anything you see from all those three stills?
Yeah, so I mean, I completely agree with what Joe is saying, but you've also got Marcus Edwards, who both in picture 2 and picture 3 doesn't move either, and could have also moved to help in the box, could have gone towards Verts also. Arguably, he's closer than Walker, and he's looking in that direction. Walker's looking at the ball at the goal. So you've got that as well. We've also got, if you look at the further over, I'm not sure who the players are. You can't tell from there. But
I think you've got
who's the Liverpool and the guy to the right of him as we're looking at it. At the
You've
back
got
there.
Ugachukwu just stood there on his own as well on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
You know, you look at that, you've got 2 Liverpool players in our box, both of them completely unmarked, with 3 of our players taking, 4 if you count Walker, taking no notice of them whatsoever. Just stood there in both of those stills. And that's, you know, we'd put men back on the line, which we know has worked recently. You know, Bashir was absolutely brilliant again. I mean, people keep reminding me he hasn't played Premier League football yet. You're joking. He's absolutely brilliant. He's made Steve's getting there without a doubt, 100%. Esteve is getting better and better. He's finding his feet, and now he's gone back more in the middle of a 3. He seems to be much, much more comfortable with Bashir to his left there. But Bashir has just come after so many months injured, like he's been in the Premier League all his life. So, you know, our boys have done what they should. You've got Steve back there. You've got Bashir back there. They're on the line. They're protecting as much as they can. But, yeah, we've got too many sort of hangers on, haven't we? Just sort of ball watching.
Well, it seems we've only one defender there that's not back defending.
Which is Walker.
Correct.
Yeah, I do not disagree with you, Joey, at all. But we keep saying it's a team game. You know,
Clarets as well were outstanding. That clearance off the line on, I think it was 2nd minute, it was pretty much under the bar when he took it with his weaker foot, his right foot, I may add.
Yeah.
I thought he had a class game.
Yeah, totally. But, I mean, we said last season, didn't we, that the defence kept saying, it's not us. It's not just us. You know, it's not just the 4 or 5 of us. It's the whole team that are keeping these clean
I
sheets.
appreciate it. Your midfielders in front have to be defenders as well. It's part of the job, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, definitely is. My little girl's in the chat. She said, "Love you, Daddy," and I used the emoji button. But I love you too, Princess. So thank you for commenting. I mean, I just want to go back to the stats. You know, I know Liverpool fans aren't happy at all, to be honest. 28 shots for those, only 7 of those on target. They battered us in terms of possession as well, 73%. But what I believe, move them stats aside, is that every side that has been promoted this year has managed to get something against Liverpool. The only team that they've beaten was us in the dying minutes with the last minute pen. Was it? Yeah, was it last minute? Yeah, well, last minute pen, weren't it?
Injury time, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm not saying that we're going to sit here and talk about Liverpool and slag them, but although it's fun, so let's do it. But you know, obviously they're going for a rut. I mean, Manchester City are going through a rut as well, as we're seeing now in the Prem. These teams, and we've said it for weeks, haven't we? In the games that we've played, that teams are there to be got at. That's what we need to be doing, don't we?
I agree.
I mean, it's like the Man United of old. If we go back to the Man United that, you know, had the Beckham and the Scholes and all the rest of it, people were scared of them. Now, the
Yeah.
minute they stopped being scared, the minute United after Ferguson lost a couple and just looked a little bit vulnerable, and people stopped being scared of them, look where they've ended up. I know there's more involved, but that's what happened, and that seems to have been what's happened with Liverpool and Man City. Man City last season, when it started to go wrong, that has continued, and people aren't as scared. I mean, we roll over and say tickle our belly, lick
We
our
are.
balls. That's normal for us. That's what we do.
Well, the other
But
19 teams.
yeah. But everybody else, isn't frightened, and I mean, what we did against Liverpool, when you look at the 30 shots with Man United had against us at Turf, I mean, what we've
58
done in the
shots
last
in
two
2 games.
games, what we've done in the last 2 games is what we
3
said
points.
when we came up would keep us up.
Yes.
We all said when we came up, we're all right because defensively we're going to get these points instead of defeats. But it's happening now, like we said, and
I think it was you that
how do we
mentioned
turn
that
them into
what
win?
Micah Richards said, weren't it? On that This Is Football podcast with Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer. And they were going back, weren't they? Okay, ran out of shoe polish. No, they've sort of. I'm glad Micah Richards or Micah Richards, however you want to pronounce it, has stuck to his guns and said that if Burnley can get a striker in, a goal scorer, he reckons we'll still be safe this year. I mean, he's got more optimism than every fucking Burnley fan in the world at the moment.
It's a big ask, isn't it? It is a big ask.
massive
As
task.
much as we would love it, and it is still mathematically possible. So let's not say never, never. But it is a big ask. Massive ask, to be fair. Well, listen, start on Saturday against Spurs. Like you say, let's have a go at them. They are one of the teams that you're talking about who we shouldn't be afraid of.
The thing is, the thing that annoys me is that we will probably go 1-0 up and sit behind that for try and sit behind that.
Yeah.
And that's if we even go 1-0 up. Like we've said, and we said, I can understand against United. Yeah, against United and Liverpool, we've managed to get back in it, and we've worked hard to keep hold of that point. But the Spurs that you're playing at the minute,
they're there to be asked.
Get at them. I'm
Especially
talking that Leeds-Chelsea game where Leeds did not give up. We do the same thing. And, that 3 points is massive. Any 3 points in the Premier League just does wonders for confidence. And then who have we got next? Sunderland. We've already beat them once this season. Okay, it's at their place. It's going to be really hard to try and get something there. But I still believe that they're there for the taking, yeah. Which is weird us saying when in the last couple of weeks we've all been very much, on the negativity train. And it's these little glimpses of almost like we're still on the train, but we're passing through a part of the journey where, quite scenic round here. And no, we're nowhere down south, Dan.
The stops are running out.
I think I think in defence of those of us that were and are still Parker out, I was listening to another rival podcast and they were saying, everybody jumped on the Parker out bandwagon.
Nobody's a rival. We all piss in the same pot in our own ways.
If you say so, Daniel. They're a rival to me, mate, because they don't have me on, so they're a rival. But in all seriousness, what we're saying is that, several things have happened. He started to do what a lot of us said, which is, play Marcus Edwards, play other players, change the system a bit, attack when we've got to attack instead of constantly just hoping to hold on to 0-0s until it's too late. And show some heart, show some, all that stuff that we moaned wasn't happening. And then I guess, whether you like it or not, seeing the way we demolished, admittedly, a second-string Millwall side, maybe just made us all realise that actually, do you know what? the guy does seem to just know how to kill the Championship. So, as long as we can keep as many of the players as we've got, I think most of us, it's not that we're not Parker out, it's just that we accept that it's too late now, that Pace didn't make the move when maybe he should have done 6, 7, 8 games ago. And so now what's the point? Let's just have a go and at least we're trying.
Said that on the train on the way there. I said, I think the ship sailed now. People are just accepting the fact that this is how it's going to be. And who knows? They may have a point to prove if we stay up. Like, look, you doubted. We've managed to achieve it. Let's see what next season brings. But I think people will still have that, what is it going to bring? Because you survive that with the skin of your teeth.
It's going to happen a lot quicker next. It's going to happen a lot quicker next season in the Championship if we don't start bang on. If we don't proper have a good start to the season, those voices are going to come back really strong and really hard. And even if we go up, and even if we go up as champions and we're in the Premier again, he will not get as long as he's had this season before people start. And that's he's going to have to perform now. It's as simple as that. And the club have to perform with the right purchases, the right selling, and see what we can do in the next year or two.
I agree. We face Spurs this upcoming weekend. Joey, I've got to say, I did like your anagrams in the chat earlier when we were talking. I love them.
I didn't.
I realised, mate. I was kind of hoping you'd have been all right at them because you weren't very good at the emoji ones, were you? So I thought you might get anagram.
Yeah, just rub it in, Joey. Yeah.
I just thought Joey had has dyslexia come on all of a sudden, or what's this? And then when he goes, oh no, it's anagrams. So, all right, okay, now I get it. There's obviously we've got Spurs this weekend. A bit of news coming out of Turf Moor as well, which I'm sure you've all seen by now. Is that the Everton clash that was set for Wednesday night is now been moved to Tuesday night because TV want it. Of course they do. Massive clash. So, TNT, they're here to see the Burnley. That's how it is. So that'll have peed off quite a few of the fans. And if you're peed off, let us know. Drop us a comment. Michael Obafemi has come back from his loan move at VFL Bochum in the 2nd or 3rd division. I can't remember which they're in, but he's come back from there after only 3 starts. He goes to Ian Everett's Blackpool. And it seems Blackpool are really, really happy to take him as well. Ian Everett said a player like Obafemi shouldn't be available to somebody like us. This is a player that was sold for 7 million only a couple of years back. And Arso's just put his comment in and said 0 transfers in, says it all. Oh, we've got one. We've had one. We've had a young lad called Cameron come into the under-21s. So, don't.
It's January. It's never a busy window, is it? Let's face it. I think we're going to be looking at the loan market. We said ourselves weeks ago we're not going to be spending 20 million. So we were expecting maybe 2-3 loans.
Yeah,
possibly one with an option.
Well, yeah. I mean, I put it out on social media. Simple yes or no. Dan, James Ward-Prowse?
Yes.
Joey?
Yes.
I think we've got to bring somebody in, somebody who can come in and play that sort of Scott Twan role when we do get a foul at edge of box.
Can't take free kicks. We'll coach that out of him in a week. Don't worry about it. He won't be anywhere near them free kicks. Don't you panic.
So Spurs this weekend at the Turf. Dan, give your thoughts. How do you think we? 1, going to set up. 2, how do we combat this game? Like I say, Spurs got a good win yesterday. For people listening, it might be the day before yesterday.
A couple of days ago.
A couple of days. I should have just said a couple of days ago because that could be days, months, weeks. But yeah, they got a good win against Dortmund to put some confidence back into the manager. But this is the Premier League, and it's a tough nut to crack. Do you think they can keep that momentum, or like we said earlier, they're there to be got at?
Yeah, we've got an interesting history with Spurs, haven't we? I was brought up listening on stories from my dad about the 60s and us and Spurs being the two best in the country in Europe at times, and that fantastic. And when I went down to Spurs at the start of the season, the Spurs fans are always complimentary about Burnley, and we have the similar sort of feeling towards them, I guess, in a way. One thing I would say is Turf Moor and Spurs have always been those games. They've not always gone our way, but my God, do we worry them, and do we push them, and do we work them hard? And this is the season that could see that only second win against Spurs in the Premier League. It's possible to do, but we have to get at them. We shouldn't show them too much respect. My biggest thing for Saturday is that the last few games I remember with Spurs, it was either Kane and then he went, or it was Son and now he's gone, and then it's Richarlison. Well, he's injured, definitely not in. It's there for us to take. Their last 6 games, they've won 1, which was away at home, to Palace, I think. It's the only game they've won in the last 6 Premier League matches. They are there to take. And at Turf Moor, where the crowd did get behind them with Man U, let's start on the front foot. If you're asking about what I think we do exactly what we did against Liverpool, because we showed in the second half that it can be offensive, it can be attacking. My feeling from our chat on Sunday about playing Marcus Edwards on the right. Still not convinced that's the place to play him. Second half, when he was given more of a free role, look what happened. So you just sort of hope that Parker finally works out that, 2 great points, but we have to get 3. We can't just keep getting good points against sides. We've got to get 3.
Joey and Bertie, what's your thoughts of on this? It's like Spurs are going to get licked.
Let's hope so. It's definitely there for the taking. Why not? We have to approach now every game and go for 3 points. We are literally at that stage, aren't we? It's no good playing any game for a draw now.
100%.
So, and we're at home as well. Even playing crap, we should be beating anybody or be able to give anybody a game at home, and especially lesser sides. And Spurs aren't the side that they used to be. They're in a bit of a rut, and I think it'll continue. I know they had a good result in Europe, but it's different competitions.
Correct. Different competitions, different kettle of fish. It's all right them playing Dortmund one day, but they've got Burnley at the weekend. Tough not to crack.
It's not Turf Moor, is it? Cold, wet. Not gonna like it.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that Spurs have always struggled with us is they play this wonderful, lovely football against a side that just basically gets at them. Do you know what I mean? And that's always been the difference between the two sides. How many times have we come to Turf when we were lower league and thought, they're going to walk over us, and then we've given them the fright of their bloody lives. They don't like it. So they've gone and played Dortmund, who play similar football, and they've beat them. Congratulations. It's nothing. It's the Premier League we're talking about, So here we go. Let's see. Believe.
I mean, we got a good... It says something. We even got a good result against them under Brian Laws. I think we were already relegated, but we were 2-0 down as well, if I remember rightly, with Bale and Modric, who bagged, and then we went on and won it 3-2 or 4-2. It might have been in the end. I can't remember.
4-3 was it in the end?
Was it?
Did they score another?
I don't know. We won now. That's the main thing. And then obviously there was the absolute heartbreak. The first time I probably cried at a football game, which was that Carling Cup second leg. Absolute sickener was that. The only year they ever did that, where it went on away goals, and it took us to extra time, fuming. Absolutely fuming. But that's why I still hold a grudge against Spurs every now and again. Ruined my childhood. Score predictions then, Joey. I'll come to you first. How do you think it's going to go on Saturday?
I'm predicting us for a 2-1 win. I think it's going to be close. I think we are going to be attacking. I think Parker's going to try and shut me up, to be honest with you. He's had enough of me spouting crap on here. He's had enough. I've heard rumours online. So, yeah, I'm going for a 2-1 win.
I mean, I'll take it, Dan. How do you think it is going to fare?
I can't be anything other than confident, and I don't know why. I just have a feeling. I just think this is the 3 points, and I'd go as far as saying 2-0. I think we can hold on. I think we can do them. Yeah.
I need to change that bump. Did he give us a prediction?
even yours, Zoe, Joey, has gone 2-1 win.
Yes, love you, babe. See, she knows good stuff. She knows good stuff.
And she knows you.
Yeah, that's true. She's a very knowledgeable lady, I'll tell you, on many fronts.
Richard's gone for a 3-1 Burnley win.
Yes, Richard, we'll take that, mate.
Happy days. Dan's gone 2-0. You've gone 2-1. Oh, I'd just be happy. You know, we don't get forward enough for me. We don't get forward in numbers. That's my only concern. That's my only concern. We do not penetrate enough when we get into that final third. We're too happy to get to that final third and just come back and absolutely bolt back. And Zoe, to your comment, I love you too. I think she spelled Bertie. She spelled Bertie wrong, Joey.
He can't see it. It's hilarious because he can't see it on his phone.
He's right, you know.
There you go. You see it now. Evening, Phil. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well.
Evening, Phil.
Yeah, I just think maybe again a shithouse 1-0. You know, but I think we do need to push more people forward to offer some support. Newcastle, but Penn Spurs back in their own half. You know, they're there to be got at on the counter if we can make it count. Like say against United, we did the exact same, didn't we? We counter-attacked Manchester United and managed to get back into the game twice. So, you know, we need to just make sure that we go forward in numbers, get back in numbers, solid all over the park. Make sure that you've always got a man on the line, whether it is behind Dubravka or not, when it comes to them coming forward. Just be resolute, strong. I think our midfield needs to stand taller a little bit as well and take some accountability. But I'll take a 1-0. I'll take that. I mean, would I grumble if it finishes 0-0 because it's 3 points in a month where we weren't expecting to get anything? I'd probably still go, okay. But yeah, I'd rather have it that.
You just gave one of my team talks there, you know. I thought I was listening to me tell for a minute.
Well, it is what it is. It was 0-0.
No, the bit before that.
Hey, you've got to try and keep your squad together, Mush. Don't you worry about that.
I'll be chipped out left, right, and centre from under my nose, behind my back, and everything.
Bertie will be in a chummery shirt next. Come on, you'll have to play. Richard says if we can get about their midfield, push them back, we can take the game to them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like you say, with players like Richarlison missing, I think that will help. As he always seems to be a bit of a menace when it comes to playing us. But no, cheers, chaps. Thank you again for a lovely evening of chinwagging and chatting shit about football as usual. Any parting comments, Dan?
No. I wonder how that comes out on Spotify, Dan.
No.
No, I mean, look, like you say, to a certain extent, even if we come away with a point, if anybody had said before Man United, Liverpool, and Spurs that we'd have 3 points, you'd have just laughed.
Yeah.
But we can't keep just taking a point. So this is it now. Hopefully, Parker and the lads have said, look, 2 good points to build on. We've got a bit of a shake going on. We've got a bit of freedom with people like Anthony and Marcus when he lets them go. And let's just see what we can do. Yeah, let's see what we can do.
Definitely. Joey, you got any parting comments?
Yeah, I'll have to get this dog out. No, I echo very much what Dan said. Definitely, we take the game to them. We need the 3 points. The 1 point won't be enough. As much as we would be happy, we need to go for the 3. If we go for 3 and don't get them, fair enough. But let's go for them.
You never know. We might get 3 against Mansfield.
Thank you for the comment to Zoe and to Joseph and to everybody else. And if you're listening on Spotify, maybe you're on way to work this morning or tomorrow morning, that'll be. Sorry, you can see the graphics. You just have to imagine what we were saying.
Yeah, 100%. Zoe says, we don't want a point. Remember, UTC. She's not put the word in, but I'm going to add it to emphasize it. Let's fucking have it, boys. Get into them. And Zoe said, get your ball, Bertie.
Oh, you absolute bell. I didn't hear it. Did hear it. What did you want to say?
Just chill. To be fair, wherever you go, he'll go, won't he? So,
yeah, call him Velcro, really.
Oh, what a good dog.
Takes like hit to the blanket, don't you, lad?
That's it for this week, people. Thank you very much for tuning in, listening, and watching. Really do appreciate it. Like I say, catch us, bleed in your ears or strain in your eyes, whatever it is. We're here to give you some Burnley content. Please do keep following, like, share, comment, and let us know your score prediction if you're watching this back. Put it in the chat. I'll always try and comment back to as many as I can. And so will these guys when they look to see if you guys are being nice to them. So, yeah, until then, you'll probably now see us giving our match reactions at the end of this weekend's fixture. But until then, take care. Enjoy the rest of the week. Not long to go. And we'll be back with another show coming up real soon. Ciao for now and UTC.